Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back again to the channel. You know it is JJ with JJ's PC Builds. Your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button, would be much appreciated. You know, because YouTube doesn't like to put us out there, so please help out the channel and do so. And I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody in the chat. Capri, good to see you. Machine, good to see you. Good to see you all. Well, today we got a lot cooking. We have a lot cooking, so we'll jump in a moment. I want to make sure that the stream is staying steady because I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I'm actually kind of in a boo-boo kind of situation. Make sure you get your drink and snacks, by the way. It would help out the channel. It would help you out as well. Because it's going to be a long, maybe not long, but we'll be sensible on the time limit. So, but we got a lot to talk about, a lot to do, and a lot to see. Because everybody wants to know what Jay is thinking about the 5090. Well, that's why we did some work and we put in some time, and NVIDIA never sent us a graphics card. So basically, you know, when it comes to reviewing and everything else, it does take a lot of money, but not a lot of us have a lot of money. So basically, we will rely on the information that is out in the world for the time being until we can get sponsorships and stuff like that. But let's jump into the 5090 series. But there's a but to this. We'll jump into the 5090 series and get everything all set real quick. And we'll bring up the big mouse cursor too. So let's go get it. Alrighty. I brought up Tech Power Up relative charts. We got a few charts to look through today. So, oh, there's a slight delay. So, okay, well, let me fix that slight delay, bro. Guys, I'm going to go on like a standby for a moment. So, hold on. We'll see if there's a slight delay. Huh. Now, tell me if that is better or worse or whatever the case is there, machine. If that took away the slight delay, which I'm looking at right now. Alright, awesome. Yeah, I had to make a quick change real quick. But I'm going to leave it right there so that way there's no problems. So, alright, big cursor time, guys. 1080p relative minimum FPS chart. Awesome. The RTX 5090 at 100%. Looks like there's the 4090 is 4% behind the 5090. 4%. You know, this is one of the reasons why I was kind of hoping that the 50 series was going to be a strong series. But, you know, you never know. It depends on, you know, overall who's benchmarking and who's not. But from what I'm seeing from other reviewers and everything else, you know, it's looking at 33 to 20, I'll say myself 28 to 33%. But looking at these charts, that much uplift, that's just because I'll bet you any money it's the memory. The VRAM that they're using, giving up that extra uplift. But as far as, native, and this looks like it's native, there is not a CPU strong enough to run at 1080p. Same with 1440. Yeah, I do agree, man. I do agree. I mean, but they got the 9950 X3D coming out, so keep that in mind. They did test that at CES with the 5090, and it looked like it was holding its own just a little bit. But what I'm thinking is that the processor that's being used, the 8-core processor, might not be enough. You might need between a 16 and a 32. 16 or 24. Well, you go 16, 24, 32. So you might need a 24 core or a 16 core. So you never know. But as far as the 4080 only holding 80%, and the 7900 XTX at 80%, and the 4080, that's the 4080 Super tying up with the 7900 XTX, and the 4080 is at 79%, 1% difference. You might as well just say that's 80%. So I'm just going to call it like that. This is 1080p. Now moving on to 1440p. Looking at the charts, we got 89% out of 100. So the difference, what, 11%? 11% difference between on 1440p. I'm sure you get, and you know what? I'm going to tell you guys something. If you want to go and check out, if you want to go and check out where I'm getting the benchmarks from, I'll take and turn around and I'll hook you up with the URL in the chat, so that way you can go look for yourself and gander what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and post it right there for Tech Power Up, where the review is, so you can go check it out yourself. If you want to follow along, that is up to you. So we'll put that right there for you. So, I mean, it looks like it's going to be the same sampling. To me, it looks like it's going to be the same. Even at 4K, 3,840 by 2,160, it looks like that there's going to be a 23% difference from the 4090 to the 5090. That's not too bad. I mean, and I always looked, and I'm going to tell you guys, and I want you guys to understand this very carefully. Anything that's any graphics card, if you make over 10% or greater, when it comes to the uplift, going from generation to generation, that's not bad. Some people like to see it around 60% or 70%, but you really don't need it that high. It'd be nice to have it. To me, I'd rather have it at 160%, but they should think about any time they do a generation to generation, that jumps up 100%, and then whatever else, if it gives you 33, 34, whatever. So then you go up 134% every generation. But it seems like that they're not. It seems like it's always staying in between 10% or 7% to, let's say, 14%. So let's go ahead and go back to the action screen. Okay. So we all got the idea of what this is going to be about. Let's go look at the gameplay. benchmarks for 1080p. So doing your math, and I know you guys are going to say to me, Jay, how are you going to make me do the math today? Well, I'm going to have to make you do the math, because I'm going to have to do the math. It's called the aftermath, whatever. 194.5194.5, right? And you minus that from 183.0 gives you 11.5%. The uplift between this FPS and this FPS is 12%. 12% uplift by the numbers they put out here for all game average. Now, if we go back and we look at, and this is at 1080p, this is saying right here 4%. So, and this right here is 12%. I'm kind of baffled right now. And yes, machine, I agree. I wouldn't pay $2,800 for an AIB graphics card that's only going to give me on 1080p 12%. That's all this is 12%. I mean, even if you can calculate the math if you want, it's still going to come to 12%, because you take the 11.5, you round it up to the nearest number, which is 12. It's 12%. So, looking at this, I don't think it's really going to give that much. But let's say if you're coming from a 30 series card to now, yeah, you're looking at what, 60% uplift, somewhere in there. So you're jumping up generation to generation. So yeah, you're going to see more of an uplift than to come from the 40 series to the 50 series. Just think about it. What will be your next graphics card? 60 series? The Rubin model that's supposed to come out from NVIDIA will be the 60 series. I have better hopes for that than I do the 50 series right now, because a lot of things I hear about the multi-frame generation being too harsh on the CPUs. See, you have to look at it like this. If you're running an AM4 platform, let's say you're running a 5800X3D, and you're trying to run a 5090 off of a 5800X3D AM4 platform, which is a PCIe 4.0 motherboard, X16, it's going to kill that processor. It's going to kill it. I can tell you that much right there and now, because I know if I'm gonna get a 60 series card, this gives me enough time to take and upgrade my platform to a bigger platform, so that way when the 60 card comes out, I'll be ready. That's the whole idea. You want to be ready for when that next graphics card comes out. So when you get a new graphics card, okay, then you can travel down 2-3 years down the road, and then it's time to upgrade your platform again. You're not doing it all at one time. You upgrade your platform, then you upgrade your GPU, go back and forth, so that way you have enough time to save the money for what you need to buy. You don't want to keep buying low level cards and not being able to play the games, and then kicking yourself because guess what happens? You can't upgrade, or you can't play a game because you're sitting on a low level card, because you didn't pace yourself when it comes to buying, going from platform to platform. So basically, you basically want to start with your platform. But if you need a graphics card now, then get a graphics card now. And then later on, upgrade your platform. Because if you don't, then you're going to be stuck with the graphics card, and leaving all that performance on the table is because of what? You didn't have a strong enough platform. But you can upgrade to the next graphics card and later on down the road do your platform. So, but with the motherboard and the generational uplift, like AM5, that's a widespread platform until 2027. And we know that the 60 series isn't going to be coming out for at least 2 years. Even though that I've heard that NVIDIA already has it built. Even though. So. Just a good reminder, just to let you know. All right, let's see what 1440p has about. Let's see, 169.9 FPS and the 4090s at 148.6 FPS. And this is overall game average, people. This is the reason why I pulled it up. So let's go ahead and look at what we got here. Hit the clear button. 169.9 minus 148.6. 148.6. Uh-oh. I hit the add button. 169. Guys, don't mind me. I'm just doing things the wrong way. Minus 148.6. 21% uplift on 1440p. So you went from 1080p that was at 12%. So you take and minus this from the 12%. You got a 9.3% uplift from 1080p to 1440p. 9.3%. That's not bad, but it's not that great neither, if you think about it. But it's not that bad. I mean, you could have got 6% jumping from 1080p to 1440p. It could have been really, it could have been worse. It could have been 3%. But looking at it, that's not that bad. Okay, so the 5090 stays king so far. 5090 will stay king. I have the RTX 2080 Ti. Good card. 11 gigabytes of VRAM. Would it be worth to buy a 50 series or wait till the 60 series? Truthfully, I wouldn't buy a 50 series right now, and I'll tell you why. For the simple fact, we don't know if the 5060 is coming out, which there's rumors coming out about the 5060 and the 5060 Ti. And there's and the 5060 was supposed to have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, but it's on a 128-bit bus. So, that's the 5060. Now, the 5070, we don't know if they're going to have a 5070 Super. We don't know if they're going to have a 5070 Ti Super. Or we don't know if they're going to have a 5080 Ti or a 5080 Ti Super. And we don't know that if they're going to have a 5090 Titan, which will probably be not. But you never know. This is going to go on till June or July. This stretch is going to go from January to July, and maybe beyond a little bit for December. This is the year of graphics cards. Next year is going to be the year of CPUs. So, if you're looking to buy, I would wait. Because look up where the 5090 compared to the 2080. Oh, you mean in Skype? I mean, not Skype. Discord. Yeah. Well, we'll look in Discord, man. We will look. We will look, my friend. We will look. Oh, am I looking at the wrong place? Yeah, I am too. No, it's not in Discord. Guess not in Discord. But we'll look. Oh, Tech Power Up. My bad. Yeah, I wasn't. Look, I wasn't going that far, bro. You know, with the 2080 Ti, because we already know where that's going to be sitting. But when somebody wants to upgrade to the 50 series, you know it's going to be well over 60% going from the 20 series to the 50 series. I usually play at 1440p or 4K, but my 2080 Ti shows its age. That's because with your 2080 Ti, probably needs to be repasted, you know, and probably needs new thermal pads, thermal paste, you know, needs to be freshened up a little bit because it is the 20 series. Yeah. So, it needs a little bit of love, basically what you're saying. So, yeah, I do understand that 100%. So, 21.3. Now let's move over to 4K. So, we have to keep in our mind 21.3. Guys, keep that in your mind, 21.3. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So, we got 120.5. So, let's do the calculator here. We got 120.5 minus 92. 28.5%. And what was that number I told you guys to remember? Do you remember? Tell me that in the chat. What's that number? I want to see if you guys remember that number. Wasn't it 21 or something? I think it was. Going on 21% of 1440p to 4K now. Here's the kicker. You guys are going to love this. So, you minus it from 21%. So now going from 9.5%, or I'm just going to say going from 10% to 8%, you lose 2% going up. But you gain 28%, 29% right here on 4K. So, that's what you get with the 5090. Now, I want you guys to think about this. And seriously think about this. Okay. we have to consider, is the 5070 going to get the same uplifts that the 5090 is going to get? Going up the stack. We don't know. I got a feeling that it's going to be kind of short-lived on the 5070 and the 5070 Ti, and, you know, not so much the 5080, but, you know, depends on what you want to get. But running the 5090 and the 5080, you're going to need a stronger CPU. The 9800X 3D is not strong enough. Yes, Machine, I'll look on Discord, my brother. And if you guys want to be a Discord patron, let me know. Because what'll happen is I can send you a link, which I'll do now. I'll put it into the chat. And I'm working on it as we speak. So let's go ahead and do that. So that way you guys have a link. We'll generate a link. We'll copy it. Boom. And we will come back to that. Okay. There, I sent you guys a link to Discord if you want to join the family. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as how the fuck can it be poor? Oops, sorry guys, I didn't mean my mouth. Hopefully you guys will still see the video. So, hopefully you guys can still see me. I'm waiting for YouTube to clear up their act here. I buffer every week in the same amount. I don't get those. Sorry, I'm just dealing with this little YouTube technical difficulty. But we'll get past it. We'll get past it. Will the 9070 XT match? There we go. We're back on again. The match the 5070 Ti in terms of performance. You know, from what I've heard, there, Frozy, and good to see you, by the way. I'm glad you joined us on the channel. From what I've heard, that the 9070 XT is positioned itself right in between the 7900 GRE and the 7900 XTX. Well, kinda. It's kind of positioned itself right there in between. You know, you got your 7900 GRE, you got your 7900 XT, and you got your 7900 XTX. But it's kind of approached itself into the little bit of the territory of the 7900 XT, which comes down to the point of it being positioned itself right in there between the 4070 Ti and the 4070 Ti Super. Because remember, AMD said they're not competing for the high end. They're staying mid-range and low end, so they're not competing with the high end. So, and that would position itself I would say it could be I'm not for certain. It could be a possibility, a contender for the 5070 Ti. Possibility. So it could possibly, if you're, and that's, I can give you that best of my knowledge right now, since there's no benchmarks or anything else on the 9070 XT. It could be a good competitor for the 5070 Ti. But it all depends on if AMD doesn't choke like they did on the 7900 XTX. And remember, when they did the keynote for the 7900 XTX, they did say it was going to beat the 4070 or the 4090. Not the 4070. I got the 4070. It definitely beats the 4070. So, but they said it was going to go beyond the 4090. So, but that never happened. That's because they had in production, and I'm going to explain why. They had in production the 7950. The 7950 XTX. I made a video on this. They had the 7950 XTX. That was right above that, but that would have been a great competitor for the 4090. So, but what they did is they chopped it. They chopped it. So, with them chopping it and not launching it, that put them right back to where they were at square one, to where they had a competitor with the 4080. But it turned around that the 7900 XTX was a new competitor with the 4080 Super. Even though that it's only like 1 or 2% between the 4080 and the 4080 Super. So, it's kind of a ball of mess there. But with the 9070 XT, I don't see it being a really a big top competitor. Unless AMD is going to try to compete with the $750 card. That could turn out to be a $1,000 card. So if everybody does price to performance, you're not going to see a match with the 9070 XT. Unless they match it with the 5070. Could be too. Could be the 5070. Oh, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, guys. YouTube's acting like a bunch of yo-yos. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about YouTube. I'll worry about you guys. If they kick me off the stream, be ready. And I'm just gonna say this: be ready for a new stream if they kick me off, just in case. Why did AMD didn't release their GPU this month? Why would they release them in March after everyone bought NVIDIA graphics cards? Well, okay. It's a shell game. If you know what I mean by a shell game, this is the real deal. Okay? This is the real deal. Number one, and everybody's saying, oh, because they fumbled because of the prices and everything else. That's one. Because they couldn't get their pricing right. That's what I heard. That's the reason why they couldn't launch it at CES is because they didn't have the prices worked out with the AIB partners. That's one. Two is they didn't have DLSS, or they didn't have RDNA 4 ready. From what I heard, RDNA 4 was still had a couple bumps to it. So that was two. Three is because the fact of they don't know if NVIDIA is going to push a 5060 and make the 5060 a competitor to the 9070 XT. You know they would lose a ton of money if that happened. NVIDIA knows this. They would lose a ton of money because then they would make that competitor. And a lot of people are talking that NVIDIA might launch the 5060 with 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And the 5060 Ti with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. And make that a strong competitor to the 9070 or the 9060 and possibly the 9070. Possible. So it's a lot of things cooking right now. It's a lot of things. From what I've read, they want to make sure that they had stock to make it sure for FSR4 is ready. The price of the 5000 series scared them as well. Yeah. Well, and you know NVIDIA, they got tricks up their sleeves right now. They hold all the cards. As far as the graphics cards. And now from what I'm seeing, okay, so from what I'm seeing is this. People are not really up to NVIDIA's multi-frame generation. What they don't know is that you've been running similar multi-frame generation on the 40 series for the last 2 years. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. Because even if you run an actual frame and you run another frame, it's still running an extra frame. So if NVIDIA decides to do on the 40 series to give it one more frame, then basically it'll be like the same thing as running DLSS 4. Can you guys still hear me though? For some reason, I guess YouTube's not receiving enough streaming right now for some reason. Well, guess what? You guys have to get you guys have to listen to the sound then. This is really going to bothersome me, you know. I don't know. Let's see if I can get it to work. Well, let's see. Did I get it to work? Let's see if YouTube's going to pick it back up. Probably. Can you see me now? Because I sure can't see me now. Well, let's hope YouTube picks up my picture again so that way you guys can see me again. If you can see me, that would be cool. Oh, so you can see my picture, right? Huh. Wow, YouTube's messed up mine. Let's see, let me close this. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to get this. I can't even see if I'm. Oh, you bastards. Huh. They put me on instant replay. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, this is the reason why I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. Alrighty. I had to get that out of the way, guys. What the hell is YouTube doing? Oh my god. Will it stop? Okay, let's get back to business before YouTube craps out again. YouTube not received enough streaming buffering. Poor. I have no idea why it's acting up like this. It hasn't any other time. But you know what? I can't keep focusing on YouTube. So, but what I'm going to do is this, go back to the action screen and show you guys a little bit of Posty Osties. Okay. This is a chart I took from Tech Power Up on the 5090 and the 4090 and the 7900 XTX. And I think this is Cyberpunk 2077, so I'll let you guys get a screenshot of it right there. I'll let you get a screenshot of it right there so that way you can, use it for your advantage. If you want to go hunting for it, there you go. So, okay. Now let's hope YouTube doesn't mess up any more than it has right now. So, I can't believe it's acting up like this today. It's unbelievable. But anyway. This is a chart that I pulled from them. This is what they were using for their benchmarking. So I would imagine that some of this you can use, because they said what they turned off right here and what they were running basically off, 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 off. So they were doing the transformer, the CNN, which DLSS 3 runs off of, doing the native and all that. This is the relative chart they had with the VRAM, the latency, the FPS, your frame gen upscaling, the card they were using. This is the whole chart. You can take and copy this chart. It'll do you some good. Hello, Walter, and it's good to see you. I did not ignore you, my friend. It's just I had a lot of things going on behind the scenes, which I hope it's fixed, and I hope y'all stuck around. Y'all can say, give me a hell yeah in the chat. I'll know you're paying attention. No, I know you're there, basically. Not paying attention, but I know you're there. So, as far as the 50 series, everybody's asked the question, is it worth it or should I wait? Me, I'm going to wait. If that's any indication to you, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to go to the 50 series this time. Because I got a 40 series graphics card. I got the RTX 4070. But there's going to be a little story that comes behind this. We got more to go. We're not done yet. We're not giving up. Even though that we're not even in our first hour yet. We're only 49 minutes in, so the story doesn't end here. It's just beginning. This is just giving you an idea of where it leads up to. Now, but what we are going to do is we're going to get this chart out of the way. We're going to turn the calculator off. We're going to go back to the action screen. I want to show you guys the update that NVIDIA did on their app, NVIDIA app. Not GeForce, NVIDIA app. So what they did is they put in, you got your in-app settings, you got your driver settings, and you go to the game, let's say the First Descendant. You have in-game settings. You have a bypass in the NVIDIA app now. So with your going to your display settings for your game, you can do it right here. So looks like they upped the ante a little bit. There, I'll move that so that way you guys can subscribe if you want to, and make sure you put a like on the video, please. But here, this is the new thing that they just put in here that I noticed this morning. Is you got the driver settings, you got the in-game settings, and you got the performance level that's at the top. If you want quality or if you want performance, you can set it either way, however you want to set your GPU. I think it's really cool that they did this, and this is really, it's like I can see everything that's in my display settings. This is actually a bypass. Let's say you have a problem with your display settings and you can't get into them for the game. You can come right here and pull up your game and readjust your settings right here. So this is like a little bypass. I think it's a really cool idea. I really do. I think it's a really cool idea, them doing this. I can't say that for AMD now. They didn't do this yet. This they didn't do. So you got your in-game settings, because if I remember right, in the old control panel, you can set in, manually set in in-game settings. You would have to manually set them in because there would be codes you would have to get from, what do you call it, GitHub or something like that. And you would have to get special codes to put in so you can change the display settings manually on the control panel for NVIDIA. They used to have that. But NVIDIA decided to put the in-game settings right here. So that makes it even better. So that way you can see everything that's going on. You know, if you want, it's got reflex. This right here is First Descendant. This isn't Cyberpunk. It seems like NVIDIA is still working on getting all the in-game settings put on this board. So soon enough they will. Let's go ahead and X out of that and go back to the main screen. Oh, you ready? And let's Mexican exit out of that. Let me read you guys' questions. MTBK, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Sorry about the YouTube thing, guys. There's nothing I can do. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with my internet. It seems that YouBoob just wants to act like a boob. And nothing I can do when they act like a boob. So, sorry about the nose. Oh. But I know a lot of you guys are saying, Jay, why are you telling everybody not to get the 50 series? I'm not telling you not to get the 50 series. I had that question just brought up a few minutes ago. Because I was checking my emails as well. So, and that's a private thing. And, you know, when people ask me questions, I bring it up here. I don't say who it is or, you know, where they're from or anything else. I just bring up the questions. So, they asked me the question, why? Why? Oh, I got 600 subs, bro? Yay! Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers. We do appreciate you most definitely. Just to let you know. Now I lost my thought. Ooh, lordy. But we're still trying to get to 1,000. We got 400 to go. Let's keep packing them in. All right. Back to the reason why I'm explaining to you guys why not to get the 50 series. And I said, you can get the 50 series, but I've had people ask that question. Why not? Why? Just why? And here's the reason why. One, if you play 1080p, you're only going to get 12%. If you play 1440p, you're going to get 21%. But that's only from the 40 series to the 50 series. Now, if you got the 20 series or the 30 series, yeah, it's going to be it's going to look like it to you. It's going to be brand new, but it's going to look like it, but it's not. But also, too, the rumor around YouTube and my subscribers, my loyal subscribers, are saying to me like this. If you wait, maybe NVIDIA will decide to release the 30 series and the 40 series, some of the 50 series software. That right there is true. I do agree with that. We had that discussion last night. So, Marius says, hello, sir. I am currently running a 3080 on my ultra-wide 1440p monitor, I'm planning to upgrade my GPU. What would be the best bang for the buck? Mainly using for video games. If you're not using it for content creator work and just video games, it all depends on your platform. I can tell you the 5090's out the window. The 5080 is teetering out the window. The 5070 Ti is kind of on the edge, but it could be a possibility depending on what kind of platform you got, like your CPU, the motherboard and stuff like that. You got to take a little bit of consideration. 5070, you can probably get away with 7000 series CPU and a 600 series platform for motherboard. And probably I would, and I'm going to state this, and I'm going to tell you, I would run 64 gigs of RAM. I'll be honest with you right now. Because you got a power hungry graphics card. Very power hungry. And it's going to want data. And it's going to push your CPU to the limit. So, best bang for the buck would be the 5070. Because it would be approximately 13% faster than the 4070 Super. Estimatingly. No, my bad. Not the 4070 Super, the 4070. Be 13% faster than the 4070. Which the 4070 Super at $600, if you can find them, it's got more cores than the 5070. And if I remember right, maybe the 5070 Ti. Because now they're saying that the 4070 Super fits right in between the 5070 and the 5070 Ti. And also, too, you got to have a motherboard that has PCIe 5.0, because you're looking at maybe a 3 to 4% loss on speed. If you have a 4.0 to 5.0, that's the downfall. That's the reason why everybody's scrambling to find a 40 series card, like the 4070 Super. That right there will carry you in your gaming for God knows how long. 5 years gracefully. And it's not that I'm trying to deter everybody away from the 50 series. I'm just looking at the fact of where the 4070 Super is sitting, right in between the 5070 and the 5070 Ti for $600. So, just my opinion. That's where it sits. And it has a lot of cores. But what we're gonna be doing now, since the first hour is up, and now we're into the second hour, we're gonna try some Cyberpunk 2077 that was donated to the channel by our good old friend there, Machine. He donated that to the channel last night, and thank you once again, Machine, for your donation to the channel. Not for a 4K ultra wide. My opinion, 5080. Bro, if he's running in the 30 series right now, then that's telling me that his processor has to be at least a 7800 X3D. He would have to run a 7800 X3D or greater to run that 5080. Just going to tell you. Because performance-wise, they're beating the crap out of these processors. They are beating the crap out of these processors. Hello, Tadas. Good to see you. 8-Ball, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Oh, so you got a Z690A. So you definitely you're up there. Definitely up there. Well, the problem is the PCIe slot. If you're not using a 5.0 X16 motherboard, you might have a disadvantage in speed when it comes to information that's lane traveling, because each lane carries 64 gigabits per lane when you're on 5.0, and if you're on 4.0 you carry 32 gigabits per lane. It's what they call a information burst. So yeah, it's a great CPU, but you're going to be asking it. You're going to be asking a 50. You're going to be asking that CPU for a lot from that 5080. Look, they had a 5090 that was twice as powerful and brought the 9800 X3D to its knees. And even at CES, when they were testing the 5090 with the 9950 X3D, that was brought to its knees. So don't expect the 5080 to give you that performance you're looking for, especially if you're going to run it on a low-end CPU. And believe it or not, you're two to three generations behind right now on your CPU. It's not to say it's bad, it's just to say that these new graphics cards will not run them. It's simple. I'm lucky to even get my 4070 to run off of a 5700 on AM4 platform, which is equivalent to a 12400K or a 12400. So, no, actually it's equal to the 12700, my bad. Actually 3 to 4% machine, 3 to 4%, not 1 to 2, 3 to 4. It all depends on the motherboard too. You know, I mean, really depends on the motherboard, but I don't know. It's a lot to ask. That's all I'm saying. It is a lot to ask. That 5080 is not going to be that strong. Well, no, the 5080 is going to be strong, but you're looking at the 5080 being one half of a 5090. You're looking at that. You're looking at the 5080 being one half of the 5090. So, and it's going to take serious money to get that 5080 to run correctly on the right processor and everything else. But AMD and Intel don't have the right processors for this. All the reviewers are saying this right now. We're all saying the same thing. You know, you're going to have a big loss in performance if you want to go to a 5080, but maybe out later on down the road when they come up with the new platform and stronger CPUs, maybe, yeah, it'll ride the wave. And you'll get another additional 3 years out of it. Who knows? So, hello, Nun. Hopefully the 5090 will run Flight Simulator 2024 at 60 FPS. Yeah, you're asking a lot from that. I got a 14900K 48 gigabyte of 8200 mega transfer. Not bad so far. Hopefully you decided to get the 800 series motherboard, because the Expo has a little bit of a gift that everybody keeps passing up, that everybody bypasses and doesn't look at. 800 series motherboards, depending on if you get the, Intel 860, or I wouldn't even get an 860, I would get something like an 890. So, yeah. Even with the... Yeah, that's right, because it's not AMD. I keep forgetting. My bad. My bad. I forgot. It's not AMD. AMD, you can go from 600 series all the way up to the 800 series. My bad. Yeah, that's Arrow Lake. Yeah, I know. I was sitting there thinking about this. Let me think about this. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Glad you guys called me out on that, because I would have forgot. But anyway, like I was trying to do 8 minutes ago, we're going to go ahead and go into Cyberpunk, guys. I want to try out Cyberpunk. Is OLED display worth it for gaming? They say it is. If you get a 2700 or you get a widescreen, understand this. I don't mind anybody having a widescreen, but me, personal preference, I don't like widescreens. I like the monitor to be 37 inches. A 36 inch monitor is fine with me. I don't like widescreens. So, but if it has all the bells and whistles, maybe. And I'm going to explain this once again. I run a 1080p monitor at 60 hertz, and I still game with them. They're over 2 years old, and they still work. One is a smart TV, and the other one is a Samsung monitor. So, let's go ahead and dive into this, guys, and get everything all set and ready. Hopefully. Alrighty. Let me close this. Let me go to my library. Let me go to Cyberpunk. Go to 2077. Guys, I haven't played on this yet. This is going to be a firstie. I tried messing with the settings a little bit, so do bear with me. Let's see. Minimize this. All right. You guys can hear it. We're going to go to the action screen. And we're going to move this down. All these technical difficulties today. Can you believe it? $50, $80, $2,000. I might have to revert to going outside and playing. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I'm going to continue this because I'm going to show you guys something. Press any key. Yeah. Now, I want you guys to keep this really in mind. I'm just standing here right now, so I'm going to be talking with you guys. And also, too, let me. Ugh. Okay. I just remembered. That's the reason why I had to do that. And let's go back on it. You guys will hear a little sound from my microphone. I went outside once, and the graphics were not good. Yeah, but the thing is, on 1080p, this don't look bad. This don't look bad at all. Oh, my bad. I forgot to tell you guys something. This ain't 1080p. My monitor's 1080p, but this ain't 1080p. This is 4K DSR. I forgot to tell you. This is 4K DSR. This is sick. So let me hit the ESC button and show you guys what I got cooking. So we'll go to, what was it? Video. Is it video? Yeah. Right here. If you can see that, that says 3840X2160. And my monitors only can go to 1080p 60 hertz. This is this dynamic screen resolution I'm using with the 4070. Sick. Graphics. I have DLSS super resolution on. I have whatever that says, CNN, and super resolutions on auto. Ray tracing is off. The crowd density I got set at low. And I'm just rolling you guys through so you can see what I got cooking. So that's pretty much it. Some are on high, some are on medium. Yeah. No ray tracing. Ain't that something? I was playing Cyberpunk today on my Intel A770 today. 4K ray tracing, high 30 FPS. Okay, well, as you can see, I'm running at DSR speed 4K. So basically, and could say in reality, it's kind of 3/4 of the way there. So we'll hit that button again. We'll resume. Tell me if it looks bad. Tell me if it looks bad, guys. I mean, seriously. Does it look that bad? I mean, I think it looks so crisp, so clean. I'm just like totally shocked over this. I am totally shocked. I mean, where are you drunk at the time? Oh, I can tell. I can tell. But that's what we're going to do next. Okay? We're going to take and go to the settings. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to take and turn it down to 1440p and hit apply. Okay, so we'll hit ESC, we'll resume the game. Can you tell the difference? Come on, guys, I know you can tell the difference. You should turn on ray tracing. Okay, we'll do that. We'll turn on ray tracing. We will turn on ray tracing. So we'll go to the graphics. Boom. We'll turn on ray tracing. We'll turn on the reflections. We'll turn on the shadows. We'll turn local shadows. We'll turn on path tracing. And hit boom. Then hit ESC and resume game. That looks... What do you think? What do you think? Hold on. We forgot to do one thing, guys, and you didn't tell me to do it. Didn't tell me to do it, neither. We're going to kick something in. We are going to kick something in. There we go. I forgot to kick in Intel's PresentMon. Now I kicked it in. I forgot. My bad. Yeah, this is, I mean, look at the shadows. Look at the shadows where the lights are. The green lights. That is, I mean, that's realistic stuff. Realistic stuff here. Huh. What you doing, man? Don't get up on me. The doors are locked, guys. How am I going to go outside? The doors are locked. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I got to go upstairs. Oh, we get the love machine. We got the love machine here. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. Believe it or not, this is what I wanted to see. ESC. Go into settings. Video. Apply. ESC. Resume. I don't know. Look at the lights. Oh, ouch. Let me see if I can clean that up. Ouch. Let's see. How about that? Let's try that. Believe it or not, we were running on the old model. That didn't make it any better. Shit. That didn't make it any better. Because you can see the ripples of the lines. Good question. I didn't even look. My bad. Yeah, it might be. It's on low. We'll turn it off. We'll go backwards. That didn't make it any better. Wow, that didn't make it any better. So, compare DLSS off to on. Good point. Okay, so it's off. Oh, that looks worse. That looks worse. It looks more fuzzy. Doesn't look as sharp. Doesn't look as sharp. What do you guys think? It doesn't look as sharp. I mean, actually that was ray tracing. See, ray tracing's here. This is ray tracing. Path tracing's down here. Motion blur. No, see when I turn this on, that's path tracing. Now, turning this off, that's only ray tracing. So, ray tracing was off. Here, let me remove that. Let me remove that real quick. Okay, so that'll make it better so that way you can see. Ray tracing's here. Path tracing's here. They have path tracing mixed in with ray tracing. I don't like motion blur. It gives me motion sickness. Yeah, I got you there. But yeah, ray tracing was off. That was already off. Oh, you know what I didn't kick in? Guys, I didn't kick in frame generation either. This was without frame generation. I never turned it on. Turning DLSS from auto to off or quality, maybe increase the image quality. Okay, we'll try it your way. How about we do DLAA and try that? We'll try that right there then. Let's try that. Nope. That didn't do it. Nope. Huh. Any ideas? You guys got any ideas here? How about we kick on frame generation at quality? Oh, okay. So this won't work until I restart the game, I guess. What's my FPS? Good question. My FPS right now is about 170, 175. Here, let me do this. What'd they do? What'd they do? Okay. It's about 177. I can read it from here. Okay. So, let me do that. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay. There, I made it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So, ESC, turn this off for a moment, resume, F10. Rebalance it. I don't know. It seems like I think the resolution's not gonna. I'm not gonna worry about the menu. What I'm worried about is what I see in front of me. That's what we need to worry about. Okay. Can't get out that way. Can't get out that way. Can't get out that way. Boom. I guess I got no other choice but to go through the dude. Look at that girl. She'd be looking at me like that. Damn. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I know. I guess I don't have much of a choice, right? I'm just exploring. Trying to figure the way to that guy. You guys know the way? Yeah, I found him. Alright. I made it to the guy. You guys tell me if I missed anything. Oh, I'm supposed to sit down now.
Pepe asked me to tell you what. What, he too shy to hand over the Yetis himself? Tell him I don't fight. Not yet.
Oh, that big dude sitting there, you know, whatever, man. So what should I push? Cut him a break, or what does he owe? Or what's the deal? What's your deal? Which one should I press? Such a clean overlay. J looks some like some MSI afterburner settings. Yeah, buddy. Do you like frames now? Truthfully, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem bad.
Slack, will you? You pay. Just need some more time. Do I look like a priest that runs a charity to you? You borrow Eddie's. You gotta pay him back.
I mean,
Interest. It's common fucking knowledge. You suggesting I let a flaky cunt who can't keep a deal off the hook? No, you let him off because it's me asking. You know me. I'm a man of the biz, so I need to know what I get out of it.
let's see.
Transactions go two ways. I get that. I'll owe you a favor. Yeah. Got a Nova idea already.
That dude's got a big burger right there. That machine, you better not be over here in the game, bro. I'll be like,
Scream sheet. Scope it out.
oh my god.
Cream ride there on the page. Only 4 of them in NC as of now. 1, Rayfield Regional Director. 2, Mayor Ryan. 3, a rental service. And 4? Number 4 will belong to my client. Just as soon as you clep it for me, that is.
Yeah, well,
I'm no thief. Even if I wanted to. Stealing a ride like that would be
we'll mess with the storyline a little bit, guys.
Beautiful thing is, a Grand Theft Auto virgin like you don't need to know how. I already planned it. Whole thing's simple. You swipe the Rayfield for me, I clear Pepe's account. Even toss in a cut for you, I'm such a nice guy. My man Rick works a parking structure by Embers, club where our Rayfield drives.
Now you guys are going to have to walk me through this. I'm going to tell you.
As soon as you appear, security cam shut down, gate swings up, the road is yours. Just gotta grab the Rayfield and roll out. Simple.
Okay, so
Kinda in a rush here.
oh man, this guy say he's in a rush. I ain't in no rush.
How am I supposed to do this? Expect me to slide under the chassis on a skateboard for a quick hot wire? Fast and easy? Kirk, wheels like this got security systems. Good ones. This bitty bop works like the key Rayfield techs use for repairs. Opens locks, bypasses identity authorization. A skeleton key for all Rayfields in the city. Come on, Kirk, even you don't buy that. Kabuki's tech wizards sell more magical shit than this under the counter. Have a little faith.
I ain't got no faith. That's the thing. I don't know why he's saying I should do it. Look, I'm going to piss him off a little bit. Watch.
Best keep your word. Easy, V. Job's gonna pad your wallet too, you know? Head to Embers in the Glen. Rick's in the garage. Be waiting for you. You two will hit it off. Good luck out there. We'll be in touch.
Okay. So now
Man, it don't matter.
alrighty. You know, I waited to do this game with you guys, just to let you know. Machine, thank you for the donation again, man. I mean, wow.
Japanese too? A boxer? Please.
Oh my God. So how we get out of here now? I ain't going in no back alley. That's bad news. The layout change? Oh, that door's still locked. The hell, man? Oh, at least I can pick the door. Okay, I got the idea now. But that door's locked. Huh, that's the bathroom. Hey, you guys want to go to the bathroom? Anybody got to go to the bathroom? Better do it now. The hell, man? You would think that's where it unlocks. Leave the bar? Yeah, I wish I could leave the bar. That's the bathroom. Guys, you need to help me. I can't get out the door. The hell? It tells me to get out of the bar, but I can't get out of the bar. Wow. That's why. That's why.
Thanks for letting it go. BP. I'm not done. You fucking owe me big. Vic, you're saving my life. I mean that.
This has got to be the way out. Guys. What I am on voice, you can't hear me? Machine, you guys can't hear me? What's up? The other way. Okay. This is my first time playing it. Hey, I'm a newbie. And go ahead, guys, say it shows. I'll wait for it. Wait for you guys to say it. This is the bathroom. That's the bathroom. Oh. Well, I'm stuck, bro. You know how this game works. That's what it was. I will try. I will try. Oh my god. I can't even get out the door. Okay, that's it. I can't get out the door. And yes, I am a noob. Not the building PCs, but I am a noob. So, hold on, let me fix. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, machine.
Okay. Need to follow the map.
You know everybody can hear us, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Let me get repositioned again. Okay. Follow the map. Oh, bro, I didn't even see the map. My bad.
You want to look for the little yellow circle. Oh, the little yellow circle.
Right. My bad. I didn't even. I forgot about that.
I can afford. You. Money's got nothing to do. Fat ass motherfucker. Hey.
Oh man, they some rude bitches. Damn.
Steady left. What's up? Spare veterans some change. Cybernetic guard. Yes, padre. Well, who do we have here? We? Long time. Didn't know you were around.
Oh, so I guess I gotta. Okay.
Be honest. You gotta do the car thing, and then after you get done with this intro, you can actually run around the city.
Okay, so just do the car thing.
No place like home.
I was say hi to everybody on YouTube, man. They can hear you.
Hi, everybody on YouTube.
See, he said hi to everybody on YouTube. Hello. Oh my, I'm supposed to answer this guy. I'll just.
No place like home.
Let's see. I need to read a couple things. Dang, you got a 5090? Damien, no, good to see you. Good to see you, man. I ain't got no 5090. Hello, Sherman. Good to see you. I hope it. MSI Vanguard 5090. Oh, you're talking to each other. I wish I don't have a 5090. I wish I did, though. Follow the map. Hello. Hello, everybody. Let's see.
Got back from Atlanta a few weeks ago. See, you got a good home welcome. How was it, my beast? Tell you later. Got something on my plate. How about you fill me in now? We'll give you a ride. The yellow dialogue is always going to be the mission dialogue. The rest of it's just for information.
Right.
Your FPS is going to drop when you out in the city. You haven't noticed already.
Oh, that's fine.
The Glen. Drop me off at M.
It's not going to drop a whole lot. You might see like up to 10%.
Back of the bar. Show you where to stop.
Yeah.
You heard about this.
So, get in the car.
Well, I'm in the car.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay.
I picked up something here and there. Nothing major.
Huh.
But I'm getting by. Appreciate the concern.
So, Atlanta didn't turn out like you expected, huh?
Yep, he's going to talk to you.
Went there without expectations,
And,
actually. Well, except that it'd be better than here.
Well,
He'll kick you out for the car, and then you're free to do what you want.
oh, okay. So that'll be that. I just had to get past this first part. That's what it was. Still, it's not doing too bad, bro. Hanging in between right about 57, 58 FPS.
And you're path tracing, right?
I'm on ray tracing with path tracing, I think.
What's going on?
Sebastian Ibarra. Looks like it's my lucky day. What do you want? To settle our biz, once and for all. Got an offer for you, Patty, so listen up. Get the fuck out of Vista. Pull your boys off the street. I'll give you the Glen, done deal. No more restless nights. See how generous I can be. Well, Patty, what's it gonna be?
A counter offer. Looking around now. It's like your ass right back to take a ride.
And your mother who lives outside.
Jeez.
The Lord is ever watching.
I'm going to tell you guys what. I'm going to tell you.
You neither, shit bucket. Marcus, please.
It's still handling for what I got, you know. And I know everybody has a B650 or B6, not 600 series motherboard and all, but I got a 550, a B550. It's still handling it with the 4070, so it is what it is. I'm sure if I change the settings around, the FPS will go up. But for right now, I'm more than happy with what this PC does. I mean,
Pull up here. Right here. I'll just drop down below.
Here, before you go.
Your number.
Could be useful. Maybe we can also work together again. Take ourselves back 2 years.
Thanks, Padre. Gotta go.
So go with God.
I'll be damned.
alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and call it right here, guys.
You're free now.
Yeah. I am going to call it right here. Okay. And confirm. Yay! We can talk a little bit about it before. There we go. Okay. Since Machine's on the microphone with me, and hopefully everybody can hear him. If not, we'll work something out. So, let's see. Is he trying the new DLSS 4? Hello, pseudoscientist. Good to see you, man. No, actually, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. But you don't get multi-frame generation. Okay? I don't know, Machine. You impressed with it? I don't know. Machine.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm on a 1080p monitor. I can't really tell what 4K looks like on yours. I only see 1080p.
Right, if you're running 1080p and I'm running 1080p, you're running equal with my monitor.
Yeah, but you're upscaling to 4K, right?
Yeah, and that makes it look.
It looks fine.
That makes it look better. That makes it look better on yours.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, looking through
The YouTube deal doesn't let me look at the detail like you can see.
right, but looking at it on screen, what you see right now, what are you seeing?
Oh, it looks good.
Right. Better than the one game that I was, we were talking about. The other one, the demo. Remember that? The demo? How you said it looked like crap?
Yeah. Well, this is the real deal, though. This is Cyberpunk.
Now, my question is going to be to anybody. Does this look like, and I'm gonna try to get this through you guys. Did that look like a 50 series graphics card, or did it look like a 40? When I switched it up to the transformer and kicked in frame generation, did it look different or the same? That'll be a question y'all can answer, and you can let me know. To me, when I went from DLSS 3 to bits and pieces of DLSS 4, it looked different. But upscaling it from dynamic screen resolution from 1080p to 4K, way different. Made it a lot smoother. GPUs on the CPU benchmark is done. One motorcycle at the top of the speeds. Yay! Anyways, some side street is used for some benchmarks. Yep. I do agree with that, MTBK. I do agree with that. So, what do you guys think? I mean, this is my first time using Cyberpunk. So, after messing around with it more and more and doing more benchmarking with it and stuff, I want to make sure that this, even though that I've had my 4070 for a long period of time, I want to make sure that it's performing the way I'm going to want it perform every time. From the first day I got it to now. I want it to be every day like I first got it. And then if you keep it that way, it's going to run like a gem all the way to till it's time to change up and get something better. Well, there's something now. Look, there's some people that got GPUs that are like 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old. No, I don't think they got. Well, they might have some 30-year-olds, but never know. You never know. Thoughts? Anything, guys? Put them in there in the chat. Machine, you got thoughts, ideas?
I got a few. Watching some of the videos, I'm not really impressed with the 3-time and 4-time frame gen.
Yeah.
Because when they tested it, they're getting lots of lag and there's lots more ghosting going on.
Right.
So they're probably going to end up fixing it, but right now it just doesn't look like it's worth the upgrade from a 4000 series card.
Right. I do.
Especially getting a 5090, because then you're getting more performance. But if you have a 4080 or lower, there's no need to get like a 5080 if you have a 4080.
Yeah, but I don't see it at 28% to get a 5090.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a
That-
content creator, having all those extra bells and whistles and the better NVEC encoders and stuff, that's gonna be beneficial. But for like a gamer, 4090 will blow that stuff out of the water. So.
Yeah, but my point is this, that, you know, if you're going to spend $2,000 to almost $3,000 for a graphics card, right? You're going to want something that's going to take in. It's like when you buy a Mustang, an 8.0 or whatever. You want it to do 1,500 horses underneath that engine at that price point. If you're going to spend $80 million trillion, it better be crapping gold. So, but from what,
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to find them for $2,000. I think they're going to be a lot higher than that.
yeah, they're gonna. The Founders Edition looks like it's very, very, very limited, very limited, and it looks like that NVIDIA did Founders Editions for the 5080 or the 5090, the 5080, the 5070 Ti, and the 5070.
I don't think they did it for the 5070 Ti.
Some people are reporting they do.
Okay.
But some, it could be that there's too much rumors and leaks right now for anybody to come up with that. It's like you take and put a pair of Speedos on, and you're running down the center of the street screaming, "I'm on fire." That's basically the way the leaks are running right now, because everybody's all upside down. Nobody knows what's going on. And even the AIB partners for AMD, they don't even know what they're going to do. They're sitting on stock that they can't sell for the next 2 months. And I heard a lot of them are pretty mad. AMD should have put their product out on the first week of February. They should have done it. They should have underbidded NVIDIA like they always do and been done with it. No, they're waiting until March until NVIDIA comes out with the 5060s. And that's going to even be a problem, because they're going to do the 5060s probably $50 less than 40 series. And it's coming. So that's another problem too for AMD. And even in being a problem for Intel, because they can't seem to put on their shelves a $250 graphics card. And now everybody's got to pay $400 to $600 for a $250 graphics card. That's one problem. AMD's got another problem. And everybody's sitting there complaining about NVIDIA. But they put their cards on the table. Stop complaining about NVIDIA. They put their cards on the table. They gave us all a break in the price. If you can't afford a 5090, then don't buy it. If you can't afford a 5080, don't buy it. If you can afford a 5070 Ti, then buy it. Simple. Because 40 series graphics cards are running out. They're going dry. They're not being produced anymore. They're still active, but they're not being produced. Excuse me. Just because, and this is what they said, just because they killed the production line for this graphics card, because it's fairly new, it's only a couple years old, they're still going to produce drivers for it, software updates. So it's not totally dead, but as far as getting it on a product line, it's extinct. So, you got anything to say about that, bro?
I'm just happy that I got the Super. I think I made the right call.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are sitting there saying the Super is going to be the way they're going to go because of the way between the 5070 and the 5070 Ti.
Yep.
Because of the amount of cores.
Yep. That's why I got it. It's got the same. I mean, the only thing, it doesn't have the AI capacity and it doesn't have the speed, the RAM speed. But overall, I'll take the power, the cores over it.
I would too.
Software.
I would too, man.
Yep. And while they're still available, because they're not making them anymore, so if you're going to snatch one, you got to do it now, because they're going to be gone. I think when the 5070, when those reviews come out, I think people are going to see, and then the Super's going to sell out.
Yeah, the 57.
I don't know.
The 5070 Ti and most likely the 5070, the 5070 Ti, and the 5090 is going to be the ones that are selling mostly. What's going to be back in the wind a little bit is the 5080. Not a lot of people are looking at the 5080 right now. From what I've seen in different posts, that it goes the 5090, the 5070 Ti, and believe it or not, if you look at between the 5070 Ti and the 5080, how close it is. I have no idea why they did that. But as far as the numbers, how close they are together, that's why I had a feeling some people are going to run after the 5070 Ti because it's $250 cheaper than the 5080. But the numbers are so close. The specs are so close. It's insane. I mean, they're really close. Pseudoscientist, he bought the 4070 Super. 8-Ball says, fanboy. No. That's not how I work here, 8-Ball. The way it works here is this. I'm a fan of the hardware. Doesn't mean I'm a fan of the company. I'm not a fan of no company. I'm a fan of the hardware. And that's it. If the hardware is good, I'm going to tell you. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you. So either way, I'm going to tell you. Just as long as we clarify that a little bit. And believe it or not, these companies don't pay me jack. I don't get paid from none of these companies. I'm not even, what do you call it? I'm not even getting paid for YouTube, neither. This is all my money. This is all my own. So, that's the reason why I'm trying to get subscribers. And work as best as I can. Or as hard as I can, one or the other. So, oh, you're a fanboy. Oh, okay. A fanboy of what? You know what he's a fanboy of, Machine?
No.
What are you a fan of, man? AMD or NVIDIA? Just say both and be done with it. Truthfully. Make it painless. That makes it painless when you say both. Simple. Or you can say all three. Or you can say all seven. And all seven means AMD, NVIDIA, Intel, Asus, Gigabyte, MSI, ASRock, Flatline. Just have a heart attack and a smile. Oh, NVIDIA. I got you. Hey, look. I got this right here. I got this right here. I'll tell you what, I am happy as I'm tickled like no other because how well it's done. Even though it looks like it gone between 55 and 60 FPS on this game for what I had it set up at, it still ran without hesitation, without any stuttering, without artifacting, nothing. Ran perfectly. So I can't complain. Hey, don't feel bad. I got the AMD Ryzen 7 5700X, bro. On a B550A Strix gaming motherboard. Asus. With 64 gigs of RAM. That runs at 3200 megahertz, which actually I clocked it up to 3400 megahertz because it's Corsair RAM. It's B-die RAM. So, yeah, I ain't got no problem with it. $1,200, well, actually now it'd be worth about what, $1,700 now? Machine?
Which one?
My computer. I only paid $1,200 for it.
Oh no, AM4.
Yep. But I got top of yeah, but I got top of the line AM4, not the bottom, the top of the line.
Yeah.
What do you think about thermal pads for CPUs? They break down too fast? I would think. Because the heat from and not unless you get the cryonaut thermal pads, that's a different story. They don't break down as fast. You know, who does the cryonaut? I forgot. DeBauer? But you can get them on Amazon. You know, the cryonaut thermal pads. Me, I use Arctic MX4, but you can use Arctic MX6. Is really good. It lasts a long time. If you're looking for something like thermal paste, Arctic MX6 I think is real good. I'm using MX4 on mine, so. And it's been about 2 years, and I still haven't repasted yet. So that's how it rolls. But I am thinking about the cryonaut ones. Those when they heat up, they have like a impression of liquid metal, I think. They gellify into like liquid metal. You know that machine?
Yeah. Did you see the temps on the 5090 with that liquid metal?
No. What was that looking like?
It was like high 70s. It was high 70s.
Oh, that's bad.
It was, yes. Yeah, the temps on that board are very high, and that's not running it like full board. If you overclock that thing, you're gonna melt it.
Oh. I'll stick with what I got.
Yeah, it's on Tech Power Up.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the hottest running card. The FD is the hottest running card they have. Like the other ones are running like high 50s, low 60s.
Yeah, because all the 50 series they're using, all the 50 series are using liquid metal. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think you're going to see higher temps in the FE models.
Yeah, I'm not liking the idea of liquid metal on my GPU die. I'm not liking that, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully it doesn't turn into an Intel thing.
Something tells me it might because well, yeah. But that liquid metal, if it breaks down and it starts eating through the nickel plating and goes right to the copper plating, could become a bad thing. You know. So now you just totally changed my mind about the 50 series. You just totally changed my mind.
We'll see when the 5080 comes out what kind of temps those FE cards.
Yeah, but those.
I'm pretty sure that the AIBs are going to be okay because they have way bigger coolers.
Yeah, but that's not half the problem, bro. You know what they did to the 50 series? They took out the hotspot temp gauge. You can't measure the hotspot on any of the 50 cards.
Even if it's AIB?
Even if it's AIB, there is no hotspot. Period. They took it out. They took it out. They took out the sensor.
They don't want you to know.
Yeah, they really don't want you to know. I think that's going to be an issue, really. I bought a cryo sheet thermal grizzly for my next build. Only thing holding me up is a new GPU. Well, bro, I'm going to tell you something. Knowing that they put liquid metal on the GPU die, hearing this, even though that if they can contain it or not, there's going to come like what they call a sooner or later kind of thing, and it's going to leak. I feel safer using a non-conductive thermal paste than to use something that's conductive like that. That's just bad news. And it's going to leak, you know. Even your AIO coolers having rubber hoses leaks water. And that's the craziest thing I've ever heard too. So yeah, I mean that's going to become a really bad thing. The 50 series is going to be becoming a really bad problem. At least the 40 series ain't like that, thank God. Oh, thank God for that, man.
When I was watching a show on, this guy was putting a CPU together, a PC together, and he was talking about thermal paste. And when he was contacting he was trying to get sponsorships for the thermal paste.
Right.
He asked about the thermal pads, and he asked what the failure rate on the thermal pads are, and they're higher than regular paste.
Yeah, because of the thickness.
You can get a pad that doesn't work properly, but with paste you can actually set it exactly how you want it, the thickness you want to put it on.
Yeah.
But people want to make it easy when really that's not the part you want to make sure. Easy is not the most vital thing in an area like that. I think. I would want to make sure I have a great product keeping my CPU cool.
Well,
failing.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I want to take chewing gum and put it in between the GPU cooler and the GPU itself. And that's pretty much what you do when you use the thermal pads. It's like sticking that right in between it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or taking a tube of toothpaste and sticking it in there.
Yeah, he stuck to the thermal paste because he didn't want to risk his stuff failing. So
I'm going to tell you, the safest stuff that I use is the Arctic. I don't care what. It's cheap. It's cheap.
He was using the Arctic too.
Well, there's a difference between the MX4 and the MX6.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there is a difference between the two. MX6 will last a lot longer, and the MX6 can handle the heat and not get thermally broken down right away. MX4 is the same, does the same thing. Okay, but for longevity, a lot of people prefer the Arctic MX6 because it's non-conductive. So, and that's what you want, non-conductive. You don't want something that's, got metal in it and drops down on your PCB, especially if you're spending $1,000 to $2,000 on your graphics card. Or it leaks down onto a component that's right underneath your graphics card. A vital component. Even though that it would just leak down on the bottom of the PC case. We all know that. Unless you got fans down there, and then it would take in that liquid metal would drizzle all the way down and hit the fan blades and fling it up to your motherboard, and then now you got a shorted motherboard with shorted system RAM and a shorted CPU with the shortage PSU. Then you'd have to buy a whole new platform and maybe another graphics card because that graphics card got shorted out on the PCB because guess what happened? The liquid metal leaked onto the PCB, shorted that out too. This is why you don't use liquid metal. Ay, ay, ay. But, pseudoscientist says I need more parts for a build also, but half. I need a CPU and a motherboard. Okay? Anybody that's going to run a 50 series graphics card, if it's the 5080 or a 5090, go get yourself an 800 series motherboard. Go get yourself the 9950 X3D. Go get yourself 64 gigs of 7400 megahertz RAM, CL36 or 36 or 38 or 32, somewhere in there. And then by the time you get all that done, and you got yourself a PCIe 5.0 X2 M.2 SSD, and you got a PCIe 5.0 X16 motherboard, make sure the M.2 slot, you got two 5.0 M.2 slots, one for the primary, one for the secondary. Use the secondary slot that connects to your USB ports and stuff like that, and you share with it. Use that for your operating system. The primary one, you can only use a PCIe 4.0 X4 if you're going to run the PCIe 5.0 X16 graphics card. Because once you lock both of them into 5.0, you lose speed on the PCIe lanes. It goes from X16 to X8. So you don't want to lose half of your graphics card speed just to gain more speed on your SSD. Makes no sense. I follow a repair channel, seeing liquid metal burn motherboards out. Yeah. I mean, think about it. It's common sense, man. That's why I never recommend anything with liquid metal on it. Well, the crown notch sheets have been tested that do not leak all over the place. So I kind of say those would be okay. But as far as the liquid metal itself, never, ever, ever, ever put that on your CPU or your GPU processors. Never. I'm hell-bent against that. You probably follow that Northwest Repair, bro. Pseudoscientist. You follow Northwest Repair? Is that who you're following? Or Northridge Fix? One of the two. Those are the most popular ones that are out there.
There you go. I got your temps list for the 57 to
Oh, you do?
5090, sorry.
5090 temp list. Yeah, I know. I didn't print that out, man. I seen that.
77C. And the memory's at 94C. That's crazy.
Yeah. But you know what the problem is? Look at the RPM of the fans.
Jesus.
Look at the RPMs of the fans. They ran it at 50%, bro. That's 50%.
That's crazy.
Those fans ramp up to 2700. That's half the speed. That's 50%.
Maybe that's what it runs at stock. They just probably ran everything stock.
Yeah. To have temps like that, even my fans right now, they're all at 80%. My GPU fans, my PC case fans, the fans for my AIO cooler, they're all running at 80% period. And you know what you guys get to hear? This is what you get to hear. Do you think I need a private room? Do you think I need a private room to just isolate the fan noise? Do you hear fan noise? Again. Unless you want the real noise, then I have to shove it inside of the case. But outside of the case, you don't hear a peep out of mine. So, point proven.
Do you want to show that to the viewers?
To the viewers? Sure, I'll show them, man.
That way they have an idea. They haven't watched the video yet. I mean, the Tech Power video.
They probably haven't. I think I follow both. Yeah, you gotta watch both, bro. It gets quite interesting. Okay, you guys want to know what Machine was talking about? Here's the list right here. It's talking about, let's say, the Asus RTX 5090 Astral. At idle, it's got 40 degrees Celsius. That's because it's locked into that zero fan crap. You don't want to be locked into that zero fan crap. You're gonna kill your PC. When you take and run that zero fan crap, you're gonna kill your PC. You have better success to run your fans at 80% if they're really good fans than you would to run them at no percentage and kill your GPU or your CPU. or your coprocessor on your motherboard, or the VRAM, or your system RAM. That air's got to flow constantly. It cannot stop just because somebody says, oh, it's too loud. Change your fans, get silent fans. But when you run it at this speed right here at 50%, makes no sense at all. I run mine at 80. And I'll prove I'm running mine at 80. I'll prove to you. Right here. 80% fan speed. 80% fan speed. And I control the fan speed of my PC case. Right here. Now, let me make my picture bigger. So that way you guys can see what I got in my hand. Right here. This controls my fans, my lighting, everything. And if I don't want any lighting, I can turn it off with this remote. This is what you call remote controlled. You hear somebody says, oh, we plugged something in remote controlled into our case here. I'd seen a reviewer do that the other day. He says, oh, we got remote control fans. I'm sitting there waiting for him to come out with the remote control like this. No, he did not come out with nothing that looked like a remote control because he said he controlled it from the motherboard. I'm like, dude, are you that damn stupid? Really? I controlled it from my motherboard? And I'm like, this is remote controlled. This is actual. I was like, oh my God, you gotta be just totally sick. Made me totally sick. At 180 watts, the 4080 Founders Edition doesn't even run the fans. If you get the overclocked version, you switch it on to the performance side, it runs the fans. When you click it onto the Q side, that means it's quiet. That means it turns the fans to 0 tolerance. That means they only run at a certain degree of temperature in the motherboard BIOS. That's setting it up for a specific fan curve that you don't have to mess with the rest of your life. If you want to be super lazy, that is. Instead of picking up something like this for $40 and running all your PC case fans, makes it simple at your fingertips. There's no software. That's the whole idea. There's no software to clog up your PC and slow it down. Many of your RGB programs from different companies, what's the problem? The software keeps messing up. That's why I don't even have Armor Crate in my PC. I don't have it in my PC. No Armor Crate whatsoever. So I'm just running the motherboard off the system drive, off the drivers that I got from the manufacturers. Makes sense? Machine, does that make sense? I don't run off of Microsoft drivers. I use the factory drivers because Microsoft drivers they're back all the way to Windows 95. So you really think they changed up the drivers anytime soon? Nope. It's been over 40 some years and they still haven't changed the drivers. It's sad. You'll be lucky to get an update for the system chipset. You have a motherboard chipset, it's either AMD or Intel. With Intel, it's really hard to get the system chipset upgrades because all of it comes from Microsoft. Trying to get it manually is pulling teeth. Now with AMD, on the other hand, it's easy. You can go to AMD's website and pull down the chipset, bring it to your computer, and update your motherboard chipset perfectly. I've already done it, and I check for updates. So that keeps my computer up to date. That's where everybody has the big fail. One, they don't update the motherboard BIOS. Two, they don't update the chipset on the motherboard. There's much more to it than they think. So, and by the time you get done doing that, you don't go to the factory drivers for some of your hardware. And what happens is if you use Microsoft hardware, boom, you're going to be stuck with blue screen all day, every day, 7 days a week. Microsoft does not have safe drivers. They don't have safe drivers for your hardware. That's the reason why manufacturers tell you, go to my website, pick up my drivers for this device. There is a reason. Even Microsoft don't tell you their drivers are not safe. That's the reason why, their antivirus program won't allow you to update some of Microsoft's programs. It's because their drivers are not digitally recognized. Because Microsoft got to the point of laziness, instead of updating their drivers like they're supposed to every year, but they don't. You guys wanted to know the truth? There's the damn truth. You're running a third grade PC because of the software. A high-end PC that cost you $3,000, but the software that cost you 3 pennies. Do the math. I'm just being honest, man. These people want to know this is the truth. They've been doing this crap ever since Windows 3.1. And as old as I am, I've played on Windows 3.1. Even beyond that to Unix. That was their first operating system. Microsoft's operating system was Unix. But they turned around, they sold to Linux. The company that runs Linux. So they started Windows. And then they went to Windows 95. Then they went to Windows 98. Then they went to Windows Me. Then they went to Windows XP. Then they went to Windows Vista. Right? But they forgot to do Windows 9. There was a Windows 9 that was never released. Then Windows NT, Windows 2000. It just goes on and on and on. So, just something to think about, people. When you're buying your operating system, make sure you're buying gold, not garbage. If they don't like what I'm going to say, then they don't have to watch it. You either want to buy gold or you want to buy garbage. I'm not here to blow smoke up everybody's keister. And Machine, you know that. I say it the way it is. Do I not?
It's true.
So, it is what it is, man. I'm telling you. Let's see. Curious to see where the 4080 Super lines up with the 5080 and the 5070 Ti. The 4080 Super. Probably the 5070 Ti Super, if it ever comes out.
Yeah, they don't talk about that in the graphs. NVIDIA doesn't talk about the supercards.
I know.
Probably for a reason.
But all I can tell you is there's something I know. That's all I can tell you. I can't reveal anything else beyond that. All I say is read into the words very carefully. You'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Okay, everybody. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't mind. I love having you guys here. Just to let you know. Machine, stay on the line. We'll talk in a little bit, all right?
Okay, no problem.
Make sure you say bye to everybody.
See y'all next week.
All right, everybody. We're going to get up out of here. We've had fun with you for the last couple hours. Don't forget about next week, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the channel. We will be doing it all over again. So make sure you got your calendar set for next week. And make sure you hit the like button so that way YouTube will push our videos out, and the subscribe button, if you will. It helps us grow. It takes you to help us grow. So if you help us grow, it gets us further ahead. All right, 8-Ball and everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be safe. You all be good. Y'all be where you should be, but not be. Never mind. But anyway, have a great one, and we'll see you on the next video.